Hello, everybody. This is next to last, third to last meeting of the Kubernetes Contributor Summit Chicago organizing team. As always, this is an official meeting of the Kubernetes project, which means be excellent to each other. And do put your name on the notes, which were just linked by Ray in there. If one or two people could help keep up with the notes, that would be great. And with that, I don't have my only lead update is 2 weeks to go. 2 weeks to go before the Contributor Summit. I'm going to turn it over to Brienne.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks to go. Scary. Actually, I feel very good about KCS, so it's the other KubeCon things that are scary. Okay, so no huge updates today. Just wanted to let everybody know all signage has been ordered. The pins for the SIG meet and greet, whatever the new name is, have been ordered. The floor plans were all shared via Slack, so if anybody needs to reference those, they are there. Also shared via Slack was the pre-event attendee email. So if people could get a chance to go in, review, update, make any edits that they see fit, and then let me know once that's ready to go. I will get that scheduled in CVent. So that'll go out to all registered attendees on November 3rd. Just a reminder that registration is set to close at 4 p.m. on November 2nd. So that will give us time to do the final review and make our final approvals. That way, the approved attendees will get the appropriate emails. We have a venue walkthrough scheduled for 4 p.m. on Sunday the 5th at the Hyatt Regency. So we can walk through all of the spaces, the rooms, kind of give you a layout of the land. I'm pretty sure everything should be set by then. If not, it'll be very, very close. So, and I am working with Revel Motor Row for the celebration venue to see when we would be able to do a walkthrough of their space as well. But that's pretty much all the updates I have. Like I said, everything is pretty much set for KCS. I feel really good about it. Just, finalizing any little last minute details at this point. That's all from me. Off to Caitlin.
Sweet. Yeah, for content, the schedule is finalized. The updates are now available on the planning doc, and the changes are marked in red so people know what has changed from the start. And that's all for me.
Go for it, Natalie.
Thanks. My question is actually for Brienne. Firstly, thanks for the timing of the schedule of the event walkthrough. How many of us do you need? Where should we meet, etc.? Or if you want to just send me those details and I can send it to my team, also can do that as well.
Anybody that wants to join is welcome to join. I don't have like a required head count. So okay. Anybody that wants to be there can just meet me probably around 4 o'clock it's on level 2 of the Hyatt Regency. It's going to be called the Ballroom Foyer. We should have signage out by then, so you should be able to see it. But it's going to be where we're hosting our registration for KCS. So that's going to kind of be like our main area. So just plan to meet me there and I'll be there.
Cool. So level 2 Ballroom Foyer would be like the important thing to note there. Okay.
It's going to be on the main side of the hotel. So the Hyatt Regency Hotel. And it's going to be level 2. And yeah, it's just called the Ballroom Foyer.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep.
And just to call it out, historically, the people that need to be there for the walkthrough are ops and the event leads.
Yeah.
For my people who are online for ops, if you can't, there's a few folks who are landing like very late on the Sunday and who aren't able to be there, but it's whoever is available. I've got our own DM going to give everyone that info, so we can plan that on the side.
How are you doing on volunteers, Natalie?
Yeah, so we have updated the staffing for Day of Ops. There's still two spots I need to kind of fill, which I think I might be able to fill with Chris, who put his hand up to do some extra ops work, I think there, Chris. Thank you so much. But basically we need to get the volunteer sheet up, and I wanted to actually ask how I go about doing that.
Is there some reason you can't just share a spreadsheet?
I can. Would it be? But that's the question. Do I share it via email with attendees already going? Like, what is the process of how I get those volunteers?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Josh, if you had something to say.
Okay. Yeah. I know I was going to say, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, let's work with Avinash. And you know, on comms, because we'll want to share it both with the actual registered attendees, as well as I put it in our last registration email for this week, as well as share it on Slack. You know, so all of the places. We're gonna actually want to do a whole series of announcements this week, and I'll actually get to that in comms. But if you have the sheet
great.
ready,
So,
then we can start announcing it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I can just create a spreadsheet in our shared drive then, and we can go from there. But okay, good to know that we would kind of do it via email first, and then share in the rest of the communication channels, and go from there.
Yeah. Yep.
Great, awesome.
Actually,
Thank you.
one thing on the shared drive, quick. It is shared with like you get on the ContribEx mailing list. So you want to make sure to add dev to also be able to have edit access to the thing directly.
Got it. I might actually just kind of like check access wise with you, Bob, and just make sure that it all works, because I know. Hold on one sec. I do know that Caslin had an issue sharing the assets before. She created them in the ContribEx drive, but not all of us could access those assets until they were moved into this shared drive for Contrib Summit. So that's why I just want to test that it works.
Yeah. Well, actually, the real trick is you need to share it with somebody who's not on ContribEx mailing list.
I can do that
because both Bob and I will be able to see it, and
gotcha.
You know, so we'll know us, so it won't really help.
I have other accounts where I can verify.
Okay.
I've had to do this before.
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, I'll ping you later on, Bob, and we can like fix that up. Thanks.
Okay.
On that topic, I assume it's going to apply to the notes folder as well.
That's already taken care of. I set that up when I set the notes folder.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll get that up. Get recruiting volunteers. And what is our next part? Oh, registration updates. Hey, Mars.
Hello. I hope you can hear me. We have 181 registrations as of today. Yes, and we hope to get to 200. Fingers crossed. I don't know. Feels exciting.
Yep.
Have we checked recently to make sure that all the staff are registered?
Let me recheck. No, I did not check it recently. But if you're not registered, please register. It will be good. We need to more.
Yesterday we had either 21 or 22 people registered as staff.
Which feels
I'll just call out to all the leads, make sure that your shadows are registered. Check the list. And that's the easiest way to do it.
Yes. And also, Brian, when you mentioned we will close registration at 4 p.m. on November 2nd, is it 4 p.m. Eastern time?
Yes, that'll be 4 p.m. Eastern time.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
Good.
Well, definitely want to be clear on that one. Just the sheer amount of people on the West Coast.
Yes.
Yeah, Cvent runs entirely on Eastern time, so that's what it'll shut down at.
Do we have communication already planned, or like a answer already for folks who are inevitably going to register late? I do remember like the last time, like someone registered the day before and said they heard nothing about this. So asking.
Yeah, we should probably verify. Last time we had a problem because registrations didn't close properly and people were still registering during the weekend. It was messy. So yes. We will need to
And
verify that registration will close properly this time.
for comms, I'm planning to get a word out like in coming 2 days. But I was thinking if there is something which like I can do comms related to something and just add something about registration in it,
Yeah.
because we have already planned for T-2 or T-1.
Hmm. I think we want to do one a little bit earlier, actually, probably as soon as Natalie has the volunteer sign up sheet up. So as soon as the volunteer sign up sheet's up, we want to do an announcement, tell them how many days are left to register, mention volunteering as a notice. And then, and then do the 2 days, 1 days next week. But like, Natalie, when do you think you can have the sheet up? By tomorrow?
I'll have it done later this tonight.
Okay.
It's just going to be a spreadsheet that's blank with I think I like Puya's example of just having the reduced sheet with the open slots because we have all of us already scheduled.
Yeah.
And most of it is unconference anyway. It's us actually volunteers for people to be in the unconference sessions. I'm making sure that we actually have all the other planned talks staffed.
Okay. So Avinash, probably you're tomorrow. Let's plan on sending an announcement out, both saying that we've got about a week left and that volunteer signups are ready.
I just mentioned this in chat, but we should definitely get the site updated with like the social locations and the for the location of like the second floor and the location before we send out those comms.
Yeah.
Just that way we're in a good state.
So speaking of which, why is there not? Okay. Yeah. Wait, did I? No, it's the correct one. Okay.
If somebody can put together the copy, I'll do the PR.
Yeah, I just realized I skipped over the celebration. Partly because Tish isn't with us. So celebration, I'll follow up with Tish. She was supposed to have a PR prepared last week actually to update the site. So I don't know what happened to that. You haven't talked to him, Xander, have you?
Sorry, what was that?
Have you talked to Nitish in the last week?
I haven't. I can reach out to him today and just check in.
Okay, yeah, because he was supposed to have an update for the site because it doesn't have any of the details.
Okay, yeah, I haven't
details
heard
and
anything in the
activities.
last couple of weeks, but I'll check in with him.
Okay. And yeah, and one way or the other, we need to actually get that up in the next 24 hours so we can do announcements.
Sure.
Avinash will want to actually do a separate announcement about the celebration, maybe a couple of days after the announcement of 1 week left to register. But obviously we need to get the website and everything else updated first.
Sounds good. I have a pretty open day today too, so if if I need to jump in and help out with any website stuff, I'm more than available today.
Yeah. Okay, I'll start a Slack thread with Yumi and Nitish.
Sounds good.
Because we need to do a couple of things, including do a sign-up sheet for one thing. So, okay.
Just want to know the time difference on that. You may not get Nitish today. It's like late where Nitish is right now, so that might be more in like 24 to 48 hours in terms of update.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking of actually late this afternoon, depending what time he gets up. Because because he's not here, right? He's not here now, which made me kind of think he probably was going to bed on time.
Well, yeah, it's around let's say around 10 p.m. there now. So yeah.
So okay. Yeah, we'll see, because we need to get out, and if we're going to do the poetry slam thing, we need to solicit participants. I do not know what's going on with the live music. Nigel was handling that, and I don't have an update from him. So we'll see. We're kind of pulling things together. Okay. So registration. Laura gave her update on Mortal Kombat Community College. So stickers arriving today. I need to send out comps as reminders, mailing list, and Slack sometime KCC. Do we know if Laura has a sign-up sheet for him for meet Kubernetes contributors yet?
She does, and
okay,
she's got a PR open for folks that want to add their name.
Okay.
There's a fair amount of people signed up.
Okay. So Avanish, that's another follow-up for somewhere in the next to work in there with the announcements. Is that we'll want one more announcement about meet the Kubernetes contributors and getting people to sign up.
Hey, Josh.
Yeah.
Just checking if this thing is working. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
That was it.
Okay.
I changed mics.
Yeah. So let me actually put all that under comms, because now your time gets really busy. So we need to figure this out. So announcements pending include 1 week to registration, sign up to volunteer, MKCC signups, as well as letting people know that it's happening in case they want to be there as an attendee. Celebration, and then the 1-day registration announcements. Any other announcements we need to get out in the next week? Okay. Oh, good question, Brienne. Will we be able to pick up badges Sunday afternoon?
No. My dog sees a dog in our front yard. We will not have registration open until Monday morning at our location. If somebody wanted to pick up their badge on Sunday, they could go to the main KubeCon registration, which is in the actual McCormick place, and get them there.
Makes sense.
Okay, so that means that if you're there for the walkthrough, you can go down to McCormick Place and pick up your badge. If not, plan to arrive extra early on Monday.
Like it.
DM. Okay. So ops, we got Reg. It's actually looking pretty good, honestly. The awards. Joseph.
Hey everybody, happy Monday. So last week I mentioned that we had gotten all the nominations, all the information we needed there. The last thing we needed was just the shipping information for everybody. That came through on Friday. I got everybody except for I think one person who I'm trying to track down, but that's all in place. It's in the spreadsheet. I linked that in the doc, and I will link it in channel as well. So now we just kind of move towards preparation for the on-site event, meaning just kind of some of the just kind of like for the presentation, make sure we kind of have everything ready to go, as well as additional blog posting that will need to be done around after the KubeCon for all the winners. So that's kind of it at the moment. Any questions?
Do you need help tracking down the one?
He's very obvious. His name is Nigel Brown.
Oh,
So,
I know that guy. That's kind of funny.
yeah. I
Okay. Sounds good. The were we planning on handing out awards to people attending at the event?
No.
No, not with the timing.
Not with the timing. Okay.
Will we have a placeholder or something like that?
We have we have a placeholder. We can announce the names,
That's what we
even
did
if we're not
at
handing
Detroit.
the plaques. And honestly, our experience with shipping plaques to the venue has not been good. So I'm just as happy not to do that. The does anybody still have their wrong year plaque? I wonder. Yeah.
I have the night sky.
Yeah. No, but
That
one of the times we were handing out the plaques at the event, and somehow we got a reprint of plaques from the previous year.
Oh.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was last year.
Yeah.
So
You're my worst
Vaguely.
nightmare, Josh. I've been like double, triple checking everything because I'm like, please, no typos on names. No,
Yeah.
all the little details. Like, it drives me nuts.
it wasn't our fault. It was the printer's fault,
Yeah,
actually.
that's how you-
Because the problem was we used the same vendor,
Mhm.
and they just used the wrong file. But it made for an amusing award ceremony. We were like, okay, don't focus too close in as people hold their plaques. So
Can we be blatant about it? So, like, if we have a stand-in instead of something that looks like it just get an Oscar.
yeah,
I mean,
okay.
I thought it was fun.
Just
Yeah.
go stand over by the mascots.
Okay, no updates on swag, because again, that's Nigel. As far as I know, everything's been ordered. And so we're all set there. Comms we had up above. So anything else? We discussed the site walkthrough. Right. And then Paris, right, which is a shorter timeline. And so that's more of a matter of thinking about who's going to get recruited to run Paris. Ideally a mostly European team.
While I had fun running it in Amsterdam, there should be more
Yeah.
Eurocentric folks on that team.
And probably a meeting time that's very unpleasant for those of us on the West Coast, but
probably
but that's going to be a lot better for them recruiting local volunteers. So I don't know how we want to advertise that. I think one of the things that we need to think about here is one of the things that COVID threw us off of was the original plan was to effectively have two sort of teams, right? Where we would have a US team, and the US team would mentor its own replacement for the following year. And we would have a European team, and the European team would mentor its replacement for the following year. And we started doing that, and then COVID kind of wrecked that. And so I think we need to look at it again. Like, I think in terms of recruiting a new team, because most of the people on this call are not European. For recruiting a new team, we need to say, hey, this should be a European-led team. We can experienced people can be advisors if people are brand new to organizing the KCS, to try to sort of get a European team kickstarted that's mentoring its own replacements. So yep. Okay, see you, Avanesh. So we'll think about doing that, probably announcing it, probably actually maybe make an announcement at the KCS itself, because what better place to recruit people who want to help run a KCS?
It should probably be a slide during the opening ceremonies.
But yeah, I don't know, put that on there, probably Bob. But I think it's right.
I did.
Oh, you did. Okay, good thinking. We should probably create a sign up sheet now. Well, a sign up issue now, so that people can start signing up. Okay, well, thanks all. We're losing some people at the half hour, and we've actually done our business. So see everybody online. If something occurs to you, speak up right away in Slack, because we only have a short runway at this point. And we'll see you all y'all later.
Later. See ya.